the Vac and
I'm Buster.
And this week in Toku, we're going to be discussing Dino Fury Season 2, the premiere of Dawn Brothers, and the other shoe finally dropping in Revice. But before all that, Buster, how's your week?
It has been okay. I went to work. That's all I got.
Shit, a week.
I also started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, but that's not really relevant to this podcast.
Fair enough. Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't really relevant to anything. But you know what is relevant?
Vacuuminator?
No, Modular Media, the creative co-op we're both a part of.
You haven't talked about your day yet.
Why do I have to do that?
Fine.
I'm kidding. I've been all right. Truthfully, it was a very busy weekend, which made this morning pretty fucking miserable. But I eventually got my groove back, and I'm okay, and I'm here.
Yeah. Now plugged.
All right, everyone, fucking like, comment, subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. Ring the bell in order to enable notifications. If you're listening on a podcasting platform, please follow us there to help us out in that algorithm. Follow us on Twitter for updates at the Modular Media, and join the subreddit r/Modular Media for memes. But that's all that. Shall we get to the news?
Yeah. So addendum to last week.
Yeah, fucking. Apparently, they did fix the Lunar Wolf Ranger, sort of, because somebody found one with 6 stripes right next to one with 5 stripes. Now, they didn't give it the holster or fix the boots, but they found one with different stripes, and apparently these two came out of the same case. So I don't know what's going on. Nobody really does. But I guess a minor issue was fixed, and now there's like a ultra rare variant of this figure out there. What? This fucking Lunar Wolf Ranger figure has been a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because Lunar.
Mm-hmm. Good thing I don't give a shit about Merrick.
It's okay, although I feel bad that this is the first Wild Force Ranger we're getting, so that just sets a very cursed precedent for any Wild Force Rangers going forward.
Let's hope Cole turns out a lot better.
Yeah. But, especially because he's coming with a vehicle.
Yeah, and it better fucking be the Wild Force Rider.
But, the one from Forever Red?
Yeah, that's what the Wild Force Rider is.
Yeah, so I haven't gotten to that in my rewatch.
There's two things it could be. It could be the Wild Force Rider, or it could be the Savage Cycles. The entire team had Savage Cycles, but only Cole had a Wild Force Rider. And I want the Wild Force Rider, because I want the thing that destroyed Serpentera, damn it.
Yeah. Let's talk about Dogengers now?
Yeah, you talk about Dogengers.
Alright, yay! Season 3. Usually Dogengers seasons are pretty standalone. Like, you can go into they're basically like their own individual stories with like the same reoccurring characters that cover like different themes. So if you want to I'd still recommend watching the last 2 seasons, but if you want to jump into Dogengers High School Season 3, and without watching the previous stuff, then go ahead. But it's still cool. We get to see Yabai Kamen's updated look. A couple of the heroes have updated looks because, I guess the pandemic, just like, hey, we want to update these suits and stuff, because that's what local heroes do. Like, even before the show, they had the updated suits and stuff. So it's pretty cool. We see all the updated suits and stuff, and we get good, hopefully. I think this might be the most emotional storyline yet, just based on, the trailer. So, very exciting stuff. Watch Dogengers, please. I'm begging you. Please, please watch it.
No.
Oh.
Okay, I will one day. Okay. Just not in any manner that will allow me to talk about it on this podcast.
I'll add to it just so you can talk about it.
No! It's our highest viewed show.
Okay.
We need those views. Give us those views and those subscribers, please. Please subscribe. Anyway, hey, we finally got a fucking update on the Destined Crossroads, which is that there's a voice actor for Ultraman Regulos. His name is Shugo Nakamura, I think is how you pronounce it?
Yeah, they actually announced this a while back during the 2 million subscriber celebration.
Oh, okay.
But they just have put out a PV showing all cool. Also, funny, this Ultra Galaxy Fight series is releasing in 2022. 2022 is the year of the tiger. Regulos is tiger themed.
Just Sakamoto, you magnificent bastard.
Yeah. Did we read your book?
I might read his book if he writes a book. Sakamoto, please write a book on your work in the tokusatsu industry and have it released in English in North America.
We're begging you. Yeah, we need those behind the scenes production information.
Yeah.
Speaking of production,
Yeah, a man named Takeshi Namazaki is going to be directing. Sorry?
Yamazaki. You said Namazaki.
Uh, sorry. He is going to be directing a new kaiju film for Toho, and that can only mean one thing. Fucking new Godzilla series on the horizon, boys.
Oh, maybe yeah. Oh, new series.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they put
Wait,
out a cast.
is
Okay,
Gamera owned by
no, that's
Toho?
God, who owns Gamera? Let me check real quick because I know it's
Yeah.
not Toho.
Because I'm not sure if they want to if they want to continue with Shin or if they want to do something else. Because then again, Shin was very much the artistic
The
artistic one-off.
Katakawa Corporation.
Okay, so yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely new Godzilla. So fair.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the way we found out about this is they're doing a casting call for extras for location filming, and it doesn't specifically say that they're doing any that it's a Godzilla thing. But we know this guy is the director. We know it's going to be location shooting in some abandoned areas of Japan, and they're going to need to account for heavy VFX usage because it's a kaiju movie, which is basically saying we're making a new Godzilla film without just announcing we're making a new Godzilla film.
yeah, maybe they want to get some actual trailer or VFX tests done before they showcase it, which is perfectly valid.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I'm super fucking hyped for this, honestly. Like, even if it's a huge departure from what Shin was, new Godzilla film can only be good.
Yeah. It probably won't because Shin was very much like an artistic one-off Ano piece. This will probably be a bit more traditional of what we're used to from the Heisei era.
Hmm.
But yeah, very exciting indeed. I will definitely be watching whatever comes out of this.
Yeah, and pivoting from that, I usually don't put these articles because we get something like this at least every other week for the last however long it's been since the pandemic began. But because it's somebody who is in a current show, I felt the need to add this to the news mix, which is that Ayaka Imoto, who plays Sakura on Kamen Rider Revice, aka Kamen Rider Janine, she got COVID and apparently was sick for a couple of weeks. She's recovered fairly recently, but it just came out that she had COVID and likely missed a few weeks of filming, which means she might be mysteriously absent from some upcoming episodes.
Yeah. I
Um,
really hope I had that yeah. Hope they explain that well and still give it cuz that's a scary prospect getting this disease.
yeah, I feel really bad for her because she's like the youngest member of the cast, and clearly they've all been doing the most protocols they possibly can. But obviously, it didn't work out for her, and that really sucks. I've had COVID, so I know it is fucking terrible. So
Yeah.
I hope she feels. I hope it wasn't too bad for her, and that she didn't suffer too much.
Yeah, same.
Mhm. Anyway, we
Yeah.
got a fuck ton of episodes.
All right. Do you want to explain how we're doing Dino Fury, or should I?
Yes. So, for those of you who aren't aware, Dino Fury Season 2 Part 1 dropped on Netflix. I believe it was Friday?
Thursday. I guess they
Okay,
wanted to get ahead of the Batman or something.
Thursday. And it was like, was it 12 episodes we got?
11.
Okay, it was 11 episodes, and we decided that instead of doing them all in one go or stretching them out and doing one a week like we would normally do, we're compromising. We are doing free a week, which means we will be talking about Dino Fury every week this month. And we're I don't know about Buster, but I've not watched ahead primarily just because I haven't had time to. However, I have seen plenty of spoilers on Twitter. Thanks everyone for
I'm sorry.
plastering
Did
shit
I?
like
Did I?
no, other people. But plenty of people have plastered shit like Void Queen and Void King and the frankly adorable looking Fern and Izzy stuff all over my timeline. So, thanks for that, folks. A lot of you weren't even tagging that shit as Dino Fury spoilers. So, you know what? Bravo, Tokusatsu community. I love you guys.
I have watched every episode, so I might be a bit nicer to these episodes than you. Just forewarning, so I basically do know what's coming, at least in terms of like all of this month's episodes.
All right, but
But yeah,
let's get into it.
all right. Dino Fury Season 2, Episode 1, Numero Uno. Pretty clever. This episode was pretty okay. An okay start to the season.
I'd say about the first 10 minutes are good, but like I really agree with Database on this one because he's already got his video for it out. It kind of falls apart in the second act just because a lot of the shit that they do to make it seem like Amelia is getting overwhelmed doesn't actually feel like a big deal, and their plan to lure out Void Knight is kind of nonsensical.
Yeah, honestly, this is probably the weakest episode of the bunch. Now thinking back at it, just because that Amelia stuff was like, honestly, it's weird. Amelia, like, she got a great focus episode, but whatever else she gets, she's better getting focused with like other characters than herself. I find.
Bro, you're glitching out.
Like, she's dang. Okay, but basically, a second. Now am I working?
I mean, you sound okay at the moment.
Okay. So what I was saying. Amelia, like, I feel like she works better with other characters than her own, but like she still gets focus episodes for like in season 1, but this wasn't a great focus episode. Might be her weakest one yet, but like, I do like the when Void Knight came back. That was pretty cool. Like, really good like use.
I mean, stepping back for just a second before getting into Void Knight, I do think it was a good idea what they tried to do with Amelia. I just feel like the execution was really off.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
And I mean, I enjoy the way they establish what's going on with everyone else. I like that we get a mention of Fern. I like that Izzy is trying to keep everybody training and whatnot. I like that Zato and Ion are looking for Rafcon. And Ollie having a cute scene with his mother wasn't too bad either. Although, wow, that was some. Oh, I clapped because I know what that is. Shit with the Ishinomori Institute.
Look, it actually makes more sense when you think about it. It's a science institute. What are Kamen Riders usually based off, especially the Showa era that Ishinomori like helped basically created?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like, it was slightly better than like fucking Sentai 6.
Yeah, it's miles better because it's more just it gets better the more you think about it. Other than like, what the hell does Sentai and 6 have to do together?
Yeah.
But yeah, this was also that rooftop run scene at the beginning. Quality.
I feel like it would have been way more awesome to me if I hadn't seen it a billion times on Twitter first.
Yeah, sorry, I literally watched these episodes at from the second they came out because I just couldn't sleep.
Oh god, you did exactly what Netflix wants you to do.
Unfortunately. And hey, it's trending number 7 for kids programming, so that's a win.
Yay.
Yeah. Next episode?
Sure.
Dino Fury episode 2, The Festival.
This episode was pants.
No, half and half.
I'm sorry. This is one of those episodes that really makes me stand back and go, oh, yeah, that's right. Power Rangers is a kid's show.
I can see that, and I do agree the Aeon stuff wasn't great, but the stuff with the Dino Chucks was really cool, like, and how they kind of, that's just like...
The Chucks are weird, because, like, they look like they're supposed to be a toy, but we have no toy announced for them, and then they build another toy that we do know is coming.
Yeah, or like already out, depending on where you are. But like I feel like the Dino Chucks was kind of just like a little in joke that was just like, let's make fun of let's just make fun of everyone who's like saying, oh, Power Rangers isn't night themed enough, or like the Dino Fury. It was cute, and it's like I don't know, I just like that bit. Aeon, man, I think he might be the weakest link of the team.
Yeah, because he's often written like he's way younger than he is.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess that can kind of work because he's like an alien, but it didn't really, I don't know, it just didn't mesh. It doesn't really work well.
It's way better with Zato. Like, the bit in the next episode where he phonetically says BRB. Like, that was funny. That was good fish out of water stuff.
Yeah, Zato's like always funny because he's more, instead of being like a child, he's more just like stoicness, kind of like charming dad jokes than just like yeah.
And I honestly wouldn't mind if Aeon was just more of that.
Yeah, just more charming dad jokes because like honestly that probably would better fit his Sentai footage. Although kind of still saying something. How I still prefer Aeon over Canalo.
Yeah, and I know I said this when we saw the preview clip, but I fucking hate that we never see the actual prop of that motorcycle in motion.
Yeah, probably something to do with motor laws, like or just
They
like
were shooting in a freaking closed-off warehouse.
like not even okay, maybe not motor laws, but just like stunt. Because I don't know. I guess it's probably something There's probably some production reason behind it. I just don't know what it is.
It was a solid use of the legendary database, though, and oh my
Man.
god, they didn't dub over the footage.
Okay, I have weird thoughts on the legendary database. First off, boo, samurai, but yay, ninja storm.
Yeah, like it was a good mix of shit. We got a clip from each era.
Yeah, but also like just they established that they have the database. I guess that's just something the Morphin Masters gave them.
I mean, if these
Zed.
Yeah. And like this team was assembled by the Morphin Masters, so it makes sense that they'd have access to the database.
Yeah, just like, but also like it just kind of felt like we kind of like, although it was kind of cute how like they're kind of like it's been a while since we've done motorcycles and Power Rangers. Like Hasbro want to like kind of feels a bit.
Oh yeah, I have nothing against a motorcycle being in Power Rangers. I just hate that when it moves, it's entirely CGI.
That's not what I meant. I meant like it's been a while since we've kind of like done that. Like Hasbro acknowledges that people like motorcycles and Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're
it's been a while.
Yeah. And like I guess it like though about the dubbing. Did the footage get fixed? Or did they just like hire a better audio engineer in between seasons? I'm confused.
I feel like it's either that or just they really breathed down the editor's neck because they're like, the fans aren't going to drop this. Just figure it out.
Yeah, it's probably a better audio engineer is the story I'm going with. Yeah. Also, Wreckmate has more personality than whoever he was in Ria Soldier. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I like Wreckmate. I'm glad they brought him back.
Yeah, he's a cool. He very chivalrous.
So I will say it does become a bit of a problem in the next episode.
All right. Oh, what should we get to that next episode?
Yeah, go ahead.
Missing pieces.
I like everything about this episode except for the linchpin that's holding it all together.
What is it? What's the linchpin?
The fact that they just randomly found a magic artifact in the basement of this abandoned government base. You couldn't have said that like this was a tool that they invented or like a part of a spaceship or something that does this. Like the fact that it's magic in a season that's mostly sci-fi based feels very left field to me.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Although it was pretty cool, like how the seemingly one-off plot basically changes the course of the entire story going forward. Like, like how it basically is like, this is what revives, what's her name, Centaura.
And the other thing is just like, I as much as I'm happy to have Wreckmate back, I hope either him or Slifer gets destroyed soon, because that base is looking awful crowded.
No one gets destroyed in this batch of episodes, so just a little warning. So it's gonna be crowded. There is scenes where like towards the end where it's like, there's a bit too many people there. We gotta do some spring cleaning. Although it is pretty spacious, so hopefully it should be fine for the suit actors.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed this episode. Lots of great character work. I love that we're the RAFCON plot is continuing in an interesting way, and that they actually, they try and find it in a very logical and organic way, and they discover it's missing, but there's like a message. Ooh, what's up with that? I'm curious about that.
Yeah. Spoilers, we don't get an answer for this in this batch.
I figured I would have seen on Twitter if we did.
Yeah.
Because I did see Sentai5 at Sentai5 on Twitter. Hey, what's up, buddy? He was theorizing that RAFCON got pulled into a black hole.
Yeah, it's probably some black hole shenanigans because it's like what destroys planets? Black holes. It's pretty obvious. Maybe it's in another dimension. Oh god, if it's in the Dino Charge dimension, I'm gonna like have a connection.
It's in the Dino. mention. Let's go. Honestly, let's go.
Okay, maybe for the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what's also good use of Guy Sorg footage. Honestly, throughout this batch, there's really good use of the stock footage of Guy Sorg.
Like I could tell more so than I usually can that there was a switch to Sentai footage, but I liked the way they used.
Yeah. There are just really lots of because this batch basically adapts some of the best moments in Real Soldier, so it's really cool to see that footage on on Power Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also great Solon focus.
Yeah, because she kind of has to figure out everything.
Yeah, probably the best mom character we've gotten for a team in a long time.
Was Kat the last mom character? I don't know, Mystic.
Well, no, there's Udana, and you could argue Dr. K, though I wouldn't.
Yeah, Dr. K is more like a buddy.
Yeah. And even then, I respect Udana, but I don't like her. You know, it's that kind of a thing where it's I appreciate this character, but she's not one of my favorites. I'd say the last really good one we got is either Kat or Haley.
Yeah, man, that's been a long one. But yeah, not honestly, I think the reason I'm so positive on season 2 so far is because of the later stuff. Because the later stuff I assure you, there's some cool stuff that happens later. And honestly, I'm kind of glad Netflix kind of dropped it all at once, because if they just did this weekly, I wouldn't be feeling this season as much as I am now.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes would have majorly put me off.
Yeah,
but I know people like stuff that happens later, and I like most of Missing Pieces, so I'm okay, I can hold on.
Yeah, you can, everything's, I assure you, there'll be some cool, better one-off plots, better characterization, better the mainline story is gonna get very interesting going forward. Try not to spoil what happens in later episodes of the Kamens, guys. Just keep it to these episodes.
I may try and watch the rest in a chunk at some point later this week, but who knows? I still have to fucking finish Sunday night's AEW pay-per-view while I'm editing and uploading.
Oh yeah, Revice time.
Revice time!
Buddy go or buddy up. I forgot what's going. Kamen Rider Revice episode 25. Veil returns. Igarashi family memories. Oh my god, this was so cool!
This episode is fucking brilliant. Cause just conceptually, they moved the utter shoe dropping all the way to the exact halfway point of the show. If this is the new format for Reiwa going forward, I am all fucking for it.
Same, and it's I really hope this is halfway point. That's perfect.
Yeah, and another thing I love is we get the other shoe dropping halfway through the episode, and whereas other writer shows would make that scene the end of an episode, and then the next episode picks up with the scene of everybody figuring out what just happened and why, that's the end of this episode, and it feels so much more emotionally resonant because of that.
Yeah. Okay, let's major spoilers for Revice if you haven't seen episode 25.
I am shocked that the only thing that got spoiled for me is that Genta was Veil. The rest I didn't know going in.
Yeah. Alright, yeah? The Igarashi dad, Genta Igarashi, he is the first Kamen Rider in Revice. Well, technically first chronological order. He is Kamen Rider Veil.
Unless you're counting the Double and Gaim Riders.
Yeah, but we'll get to that in the mystery later. But in terms of Revice Riders, he is technically, maybe there'll be another one we'll find soon.
And we're fucking getting a prequel miniseries with him.
I think they already announced Toei Tokusatsu fan club mini, so that'll be nice.
Sick.
Yeah, good because the current miniseries is ending.
But
and basically his story is basically I had to make a deal with my inner demon, and
he got shockered.
Yeah, I got shockered, basically. He literally, science people screwed him over, and his inner demon, caused a tragic event years ago.
And I love that the scientist guy is yeah, I fucked up, and I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, which one? From The Weekend?
Yeah, The Weekend. What's his name? Is it Minora? Minora Kenzaki? Karaki?
Daddy Kenzaki.
Yeah. Also, we get to see little baby George at the start of this episode, which is adorable.
Yeah.
He even says "goddamn" as a little baby. That's wonderful.
Oh my, that's great. Oh, good. What else? What else? Oh yeah, we get to see Vice's birth, basically in the Igarashi family fire, and like the acting on everyone there is so good. Like
Vice is,
Genta,
dude, Vice is an imaginary friend. It all makes so much more sense now.
yeah, like he's basically the basically the repressed trauma of that, like say, basically like this coping mechanism, and it's like I will deal with this later, but for now I need to I need to forget, you know?
It's mind compartmentalizing a childhood trauma. Oh my god, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and I know like there's like a bit more that like people on Twitter are analyzing a bit more, and I really want to read that. Unfortunately, I lost that tweet that like people were, but like it's still like really good character work, and it was very refreshing to see Vice in a more dramatic scene for once. Because even in his like more like character focused scenes, he's still like has a comedy edge. This was like nah, like there is like a little like more hee hee, I look I'm a funny demon, but like it's more dramatic than normal, which is really refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
Although this has me wondering, are we gonna get another fire? Because in the opening we see Iki in a suit, like in a similar image, in a similar position to where Genta was in the flashback.
We could get that, though that could have just been in the intro to foreshadow this scene.
Good point. Or maybe yeah, because like a lot of the stuff in the intro does come back in Revice, like which is really cool. Um, oh, just such a good. Oh, that Veil's debut.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great. The mirror
Probably the
shattering.
best Kabuto themed suit in Toku since Kabuto.
Yeah. I'm a, like the colors are a bit but like I can work with it.
Yeah. I dig that the guy who we thought was just a customer is apparently involved in this backstory. That's interesting.
Yeah, apparently like maybe it's like a friend of Igenta's or something. We'll probably learn.
Yeah, he was like his Tachibana.
Yeah, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I'm just like in
Where it
one episode.
happens.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate psychic damage of him also revealing to the Igarashis, yeah, you guys are fucking related to the big bad.
Yeah, and that's like just that the Showa parallels are just like building and
And then
building.
Gif fucking eats a woman. What?
Oh god. Ugh.
Yeah. Like shit is ramping up in this show and not just in this episode. That's the thing. This is a definitive the other shoe drops moment, but like it's felt properly led up to and the action has been ramping up from episode to episode since the premiere or since the end of the
First arc?
since the end of the Kagura arc, I'd say.
Yeah.
But like
do fan servicey with Axel fight thingy.
yeah, and also that one character from Thighs that I'm sure a lot of people care about.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Yeah, I was worried there was like, is this the end of the story? It's like, oh, like at the end, I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, because it's like, I'm glad he's still alive because it's cool to see him just cameo. Like, I just kind of like him just being a chill, just wanderer guy, just cameoing in all these writers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a decent finale, decent ending. Kind of sucks that this is the last time we see Hiromi for a long time because he kind of got Ned Flanders in this.
Very, yeah, like very much. They saw that scene with him being a crybaby in that one episode, and they're like, that's his entire character, write him like that.
Yeah. But otherwise a solid finale, and I like the stark contrast between Revice and Axel in just how much the attitude of a common writer has shifted since that time.
Yeah, or just like secondary to like main writer, because like Axel's a secondary. Although like like I love that George is like, you got to use the eagle stamp. It will work well with Axel just because it's like double and stuff.
Come on, make my fan fiction real, bro.
Yeah, that was great. And then, like this was a fine miniseries. I wonder what that USB tag at the end was leading to, because he
Who knows? But
might be the new form, might be the final form. Oh no,
could be. But it's cool that like this is a solid miniseries, but it's also wholly unnecessary. Like I don't feel like you'd lose anything if you didn't watch this.
Yeah, it's the definition of side content. Good side content, but the definition of side content. Just like a little fun, let's make some content for the Tesla app.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you watched it, but somebody also subbed the music video for Live Devil because that came out this week.
Oh no, the
Uh,
music video came out like December. I think only now someone.
oh, okay. Well, I had no fucking idea, but
Well,
subs popped
without.
up. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I did read the subs when the song first came out. I do like the translation and lyrics. What do you think of the music video?
It's a fine music video. It's just a bunch of stylishly dressed guys dancing in black and white. But I've only read the lyrics once or twice because the subgroup I watch doesn't sub the intro. So it was good to like finally get a real feel for that song, and I definitely like it. I think it's one of the best writer themes in a while, but it doesn't beat some of the all-time greats, I'd say. And he's not as distracting as I thought he would be, but Saburo Kimura is in the music video, and his fucking Japanese John Travolta looking ass is pretty distracting whenever he's on screen.
Yeah, there was like I remember like I watched the music video without subs like a while back. There's just like a scene with him just like standing off of the ice guys, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I just find that
Um,
funny.
I mean, his singing's perfectly fine,
Yeah,
but he just does not fit with the rest of that group visually.
yeah, because it's like all these pretty boys and then this racist.
Yeah, screw Saburo.
Yeah. All right, ready for a festival?
Sure.
Avataro Sentai Dawn Brothers, Episode 1. The Wild Avataro. I don't know what I was going for there.
Quote Sarah Zed. This was buck wild.
I'm loving Dawn Brothers so far. It is. We got all the Inouye tropes. You got your tennis, you got your water, you got your teenage girl and we're being dragged into a battle with like a bunch of quirky guys.
You know, I really don't know what I expected from this show, but this in a good way, this really wasn't it. Like this feels so incredibly different from everything Toei has done in the last few years, and that's definitely the point. You gotta like Sentai is in a place where they need this kind of a big shakeup, and it needs to be successful, or Sentai's on the chopping block. Is kind of the feeling we've had for the last few years. And like everything about this just feels so different from how Sentai is normally done. You know, you got your Eyes In character is the female character who was very downplayed in the marketing, I thought.
Yeah.
You've got a team that's like partly assembled, but also not assembled at all.
Yeah, they're just kind of like guys trying to fight things.
Yeah, and you've got a directing style. I want to look up who fucking directed this episode. Because the sort of editing and camera style to this whole thing feels very different from anything I've seen. Like it kind of has that early. Sorry,
Ryuta Takase.
Hmm.
Tasaki. Ryuta Tasaki. Let me see what he's done. He's done a lot. Oh my god.
It kind of has that early Heisei writer feel, but it's also a lot more frenetic than that.
Yeah, very much like it's like the kind of the pacing and like energy of like Neo Heist or Reiwa, with like the like you know like drama of early Heisei, I think is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm. Especially with that freaking high school shit that was going on with Oni's sister.
Yeah, and like she has a boyfriend, which is like
had a boyfriend.
Oh yeah, got dropped. But yeah, because I keep forgetting that it's like.
Because apparently the plot of Dawn Brothers is fucking They Live.
Yeah,
I did not expect that at all.
I was like, I kind of figured with the glasses, but I was like, oh no, apparently it is They Live.
It is just They Live, but with the extra little mix-up of, oh, it's a Sentai team instead of Roddy Piper with a shotgun, and there's another, like, I know that there's two more, and they're like an evil Sentai team, but there's a dude who's basically acting as a fucking Kamen Rider.
Yeah, and it's like he's just basically just being like it's really cool that the rival team isn't related to the villains because that's usually the case. And what's their deal then? Are they like rivals to Dawn Brothers? Are they gonna like team up later or what's gonna go?
Also, I really don't know what to make of Taro because he has like a completely different feel from the one regular scene we get with him from him in suit.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point where it's like, I think a theme of this show is going to be like avatars, like he's putting on a facade.
Yeah, he's putting on a crazy fucking. Dude did the fucking Titus laugh.
Yeah, or that's just like a laugh people do in Japan, like when they're waving a fan. I think.
Mm.
Like, but like it just kind of like a little because of forced laughter because he's trying to make everyone smile, and it's like his entrance is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. It's
That
like
was some Shinkenger ass shit.
yeah, but like even bump up to 11, like
Yeah,
because
which
it's like
speaking of Shinkenger, fucking Shoto phone sounds.
yeah.
I wonder it was like him borrowing Shinkenger powers to do that because it did seem to have kind of I forget what the Shinkenger term is, but a symbol power like effect on that one dude.
Maybe. Maybe it's probably just general Japanese thing.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
seemed they're
Also, I
fucking
love how like Kiji brother gets the first transformation of the show.
yeah, and he seems like so put out by the whole thing.
Yeah, but he still's gonna like fight. Like I just like he's just a chill guy, but he'll still like fight. And I just also I want the standby jingle. I kind of want the Dawn Blaster now because the standby jingle is so good.
Mhm. And apparently it has old Sentai sounds in it too,
Ooh yeah, oh because it like
with
yeah,
that avatar change as they called it.
yeah, and the High School Heroes gear, which I'm so excited about. Please announce it soon.
Yeah, and just what was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah, fucking what the hell is up with Kaito? Because like it seems even more mysterious and potentially insidious than the trailer implied.
Maybe not insidious, but like definitely more mysterious because he just like Zenkaiser Black just kind of shows up to help like Don Momotaro fuse the make the Don Zenkaio, and then he just
Mhm.
like gets the real soldier gear and he's like, well, that's one, and it's like, are they like allies?
They
Like
they might be allies. There might be like some extra wrinkle to what the Dom brothers are fighting that he's not telling them about, which seems like it might be the case since the dude who found Taro when he was a baby is now in a fucking Code Lyoko ass cage.
yeah. Should we talk about the CGI?
Uh, I think the CGI for everything looks way better than I thought it would, except for Kiji Brother for some
Yeah,
reason.
same. Yeah, I don't know what's going off Kiji brother. Like, cause
Kiji
like
Brother looks exactly as bad as everyone was worried. He's
yeah.
real
Although
disappointed.
although like I think this might have been the first episode they like started doing special effects for, and Inu brother looks way better in the promo
Yeah.
for next week. Which by the way, that this opening and ending song slap. I need the ending song. Like the ending song has not been released on its own yet. I need that on its own sooner than later.
I wouldn't say it slaps, but it does sound pretty nice.
Yeah.
And
Like
the mecha CGI is fucking gorgeous, dude.
yeah, it reminds me of Lupin Ranger versus Powder Ranger because that had some really good CGI for its mecha. Although this is
Mm.
time it's a mecha I actually like. um
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, and like, yeah, it's still a bit weird how like the monster isn't CGI, but it still like looks fine. And it's like we got like, I love how like Don Momotaro like he goes basically up to the sky and like Gridman, like it kind of reminds
Yeah,
like
that's really interesting. Like, I want to know what's going on with this, like, hidden world that they're dealing with. I'm sure we'll get into it in the next couple episodes, but it feels so different from anything I've seen in Sentai in the last few years.
yeah, very like well I don't know what the best honestly I don't think I can even compare it to like Kamen Rider or Ultraman. It's kind of its own little unique thing. 'Cause, like
Mhm.
I guess like the early versions, but like nothing like they're really not making anything like that. Um,
Mhm. It really feels like they went to Inoue and said, "We need something different." And
yeah,
he
we
was like,
need
"Can I still do all my tropes?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure, just make something new too."
yeah, just can I include tennis? Man, that tennis scene was wild and I love it.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah. It just like it
Huh.
just had this like there's this energy to Don Brothers that I'm absolutely loving, and I think this might like if it keeps up this way, I think we have a real winner on our hands. And
Yeah,
honestly,
it's
like back on Kiji Brother, I think it was a bit more tolerable this episode because the Kiji Brothers half practical, like they switched to that physical, so
yeah, it's kind of like how they would film suits like Maximum Mighty Action X.
yeah, like they just like yeah they're CG, but it's like there's more practicality to it.
Hmm.
Very excited for
And I'd say
Inu next
also doing
episode.
the mecha that way because there were a couple shots where I was like, "Oh, I think that's a suit."
Maybe, although like I don't think I don't I don't see it. Maybe they have like a model on set to help.
Yeah, that's possible. But overall, of a very interesting start.
Yeah, very excited. We're not even getting the Blue Ranger until the end of like, which is like always weird. I know Zenkaiger did it too, but it's just I associate blue and red with like the two big money makers of Sentai, so it's like very interesting.
Well, it's just it's weird because like the last time they had a team that took a while to get together before Zenkaiger was Q Ranger, and the first episode of that was literally the origin story for the Red and the Blue Ranger.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe just priorities are changing,
Mhm.
like in terms of like what like Sentai characters are most marketable.
Yeah.
Although, like, yeah, just very interesting. Like, I'm very this lived up to my expectation, and like, you know, the Kijibara CGI was a bit off, but it does look way better next episode. Like, I think this is clearly them trying to get their bearings. Like, we need to get this episode ready for the stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, very excited. Oh man, I've been listening to the opening and whatever like the preview just so I could listen to the ending, and I'm like, man, I need this. I need more of this show in my life.
Mm.
Like, it's definitely got that, like, yeah, it's probably part of the new show hype, but it's also just, I'm genuinely invested. I want to see more.
I don't think it's just new show hype. No, it's this thing has such a different feel. Like I keep saying that, but it genuinely does feel like a real shakeup, not just for Sentai, but for Toku in general. So it's got that kind of like, whoa, this is crazy hype about it.
Yeah. Definitely we're definitely gonna be covering this week to weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also excited to see Edge Boy next week.
Did you watch any old shit or buy anything?
No?
Neither did I.
Let's end the podcast.
All right, plug your stuff.
Hey, I'm Buster Corp. I do video essays on the internet. I should have a new video out sooner than later. It is almost done being edited. So maybe at the day after this podcast goes up, it will be done. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You can find me at Twitter at BusterBlue3. I'm at Ko-fi at Buster Corp, and I'm at Twitch at Buster's Corp.
And I'm the Vacuuminator. I make videos about tokusatsu and toys because I like those things. I'll probably have a new video out by the end of the month. I'm not exactly sure on that, though, because card's subject to change. But in the meantime, you can see me tweeting and twatting about every little thing at the Vacuuminator on Twitter. And check out the photos of dogs and toys that I post up on Instagram at _Vacuuminator. But folks, that does it for this week in Tokusatsu. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here next week for whatever happens that week in Tokusatsu.